Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about are succulents low maintenance plants or high maintenance plants? Because a lot of times people tend to ask me that they have read about succulents that they are low maintenance plants, but they are having a really hard time taking care of them. So are they really low maintenance plants or they are high maintenance plant? Now, to be honest, let me tell you, it all depends upon your environment and climate. For some people, it is going to be low maintenance. For some people, it is going to be high maintenance. This is where there is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of mixed reaction about succulents. A lot of beginners tend to just read that they are low maintenance because, the watering is very less. You don't need to add a lot of fertilizers. You need very less space to grow them. In this terms, it is low maintenance, and a lot of beginners think that, okay, fine, I can get this plants because it's mentioned as a low maintenance plant. So as I said, this completely depends upon your environment and climate. Now I'll tell you why. Let's take my example. In my city, the environment is very pleasant throughout the year, be it during summers, be it during winters. Yes, I do have a very prolonged monsoon season, but I can easily take care of my succulents by using a plastic sheet. So all the 12 months in the year, my succulents are out. In fact, they are in the same position. Only at times when the sun's direction tends to change, I might shift probably 5 to 6 succulents which are getting a little bit more of the direct afternoon sunlight. I might probably move them, but apart from that, most of my succulents, I would say around 95 of my succulents are in the same position. Even during the monsoon season, I do not move them. I just put a plastic sheet over that. So this has been working out really well. So as I said, in my example, my city has a very pleasant environment. During summers, the temperatures do not rise above 35 degrees Celsius, and during winters, the temperatures do not drop below 15 degrees Celsius. Usually during winters, the temperatures are around 17-18 degrees Celsius, and that tends to work out really well. So in my case, if I have to give you my feedback, for me, succulents are very, very low maintenance because one, I have a very pleasant climate. I do not need to get my succulents indoor for any of the season, so I don't need to use a grow light. I have an ample amount of sunlight, be it in the form of direct sunlight or in the form of indirect bright light. So I have sunlight, I have light throughout the day. 12 months a year, I have a good amount of sunlight because my house or my terrace where all my succulents are placed, the terrace is east facing. So wherever the sun rises from, whether it's northeast, east, southeast, I get a morning direct sunlight, whether it is the summers, winters or monsoons, I get a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. And that reason behind that is because my terrace is east facing, and that's where all my succulents are. Now, talking about the soil mix, I use a very basic soil mix, which is aquarium sand and garden soil. I pick up garden soil from the roadside. So that again kind of reduces the expense. The only thing that I tend to spend money on is the aquarium sand. If at times I do not find that, I pick up the construction sand. So again, the cost of my soil mix is also reduced. Apart from this, I make my own pots. So again, paying money for pots and buying new pots, I do not have to do that. So the only thing that I pay money is for my succulents. I do not need to use a grow light. I do not need to use a very fancy potting mix. I do not need to purchase it. Apart from that, I do not need to purchase any of the pots. So all of these things take care, and due to which for me succulents are almost low maintenance, or I would say almost nil maintenance. My climate takes care of most of the things. During winters, I do not need to water much. During monsoons, I do not need to water much. Only during summers, I have to be a little bit careful because the soil tends to dry faster. The humidity is very low. So there is only one season, that is summers, that I have to be extremely careful. The monsoon and the winter season, I almost neglect my succulents. I tend to water them probably once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks. Even if I forget, they still do quite well because the environment that I'm living in, it's warm and dry during the day, and during the nights it's cool and humid. And as we all know, succulents belong to the CAM category. They basically tend to do majority of their photosynthesis during the night time, and that's when exactly they need humidity, and they get that humidity from my environment because at times the night humidity humidity can be up to 90%. But during the daytime, the humidity is around 20%, 30% during the summers, and this tends to work out really well for them. So you can see overall, I tend to give 100% credit to my environment and climate, because that is what has been helping me to grow succulents so beautifully. Now, talking about others, for people who are from a place wherein you have extreme winters, you have extreme summers. I have heard that some people say the temperature in their city during the summers can rise up to 98, above 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around probably 37, 38 degrees Celsius. Or for some people, it even goes into the triple digits like 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is above 40 degrees Celsius. So if you are from a place like this, then definitely it is going to be a little bit of high maintenance, because you cannot keep your succulents in so much of heat outdoor. And for some people, the temperatures can go in minus during the winters. There is snow, there is frost. Again, you have to get your succulents indoor. Then yes, for such people, succulents will be high maintenance, because you have to get them indoor. You have to use a grow light. So all of these things do matter. Apart from that, your watering is going to be different. If you are a person who tends to add fertilizers, again, that is going to be an extra thing. So all of these things do matter. So this about low maintenance and high maintenance, it completely depends upon your environment and climate. For a lot of people from my city who are growing succulents, it's going to be low maintenance. It's not that just for me, it's going to be low maintenance, but all the people that are growing succulents in my city or in cities that have a very pleasant climate throughout the year, for them it is going to be low maintenance. So yes, there is going to be a lot of mixed reaction on the internet. Even on Reddit, I've seen some people talk about it, debate about it, whether succulents are low maintenance or they are high maintenance. So it all depends upon your environment and climate and how you care for them. In my case, it is very low maintenance. For someone else, it might be a high maintenance plant. So it all depends upon that. But on a general basis, what I would say is, as compared to other plants like foliage plants or flowering plants, I feel yes, the care is very less for succulents. But again, they will not do quite well in extreme temperatures. For that, again, you have to move them indoor and ensuring that you have a good quality of grow light. Again, that is a little bit of investment that you need to do in order to grow succulents indoor. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.